Y nosotros, pues como siempre, ya tenemos a los mejores expertos. Tenemos con nosotros a Klaus Wohlrabe, Chief Economist of the Ifo, que ya está aquí con nosotros. How are you, Klaus? Thanks for coming for Now TV. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Klaus. I would like to ask you about the Ifo data. Is worse than what we expected. What is your how do you rate this Ifo data in Germany?
Yeah, we were also a little bit surprised that we see such a large drop in the Ifo business climate. But taking a closer look, we see that this drop in sentiments can be observed in almost all branches or sectors. So it's not a specific issue of specific branches, but we see the sentiment concerning the current business situation and the expectation for the next 6 months have dropped. So firms are more skeptical or pessimistic about the future and development, and also the current situation is very unsatisfying for many firms.
Looking at this Ifo data, Klaus, we are seeing some drop in the service sector. What is the reason for the drop in the service sector? How can it affect the German economy?
Yeah, with respect to the service sector, we see some kind of heterogeneous development. There are some good developments with respect to hospitality. So we see a small positive effect from the European Championship in football. So we see hospitality have improved, and also IT-related services are doing good. But what is going worse is related to transport and logistics. And transport and logistics is quite close to the industry sector, which also has faced a decline in their sentiments.
Klaus, and what about the trade sector, the business climate? How do you see this drop is worse than expected, no?
Yeah, exactly. So with respect to retail especially, so we see that retailers are very dissatisfied with the current developments. So although consumers had a lot of income, consumers are reluctant to spend their money in the retail sector. So we see some kind of reluctance going shopping in Germany. So that's why the traders are very dissatisfied with the current developments. So, and the special thing about this is that we always expect that consumers start to spend money since almost over years. So this has been postponed yet another time, that people hope, or the firms hope, that they will spend their money in the near future.
And talking about the German economy, how could this affect the German economy? Could it cast further doubts on the German economy? Could it affect even the European Union?
Yes, so we are not in a recession, but some kind of stagnation. The problem is, so when we started the year, so forecasts were a little bit optimistic that we see a slight increase or upswing of the German economy, but this upswing has been proposed or has been cancelled, so to say, as also the expectation have fallen in our survey. We do not expect to see substantial growth rates over the next 2 quarters. So we're going to have another weak year for the German economy, and this also affects, as the largest economy in Europe, this will also drive down a little bit growth rates in Europe in general.
Talking about the German economy, is actually in recession. How could the German economy grow even better than this data?
So we are not really in a recession. So we are in a situation of stagnation. So we see new figures will be released next week for German GDP, but we expect a very small growth rate, even a zero growth rate, so no growth at all in the German economy, so no recession. So what can be done? The problem is, interest rates by the European Central Bank have been lowered a little bit, but there's more way to go. But we do not expect this in the near future, maybe at the end of the year, and it takes some time that it will affect the economy. This is kind of a bit problematic, because politics is not able to generate growth or to spur growth for the German economy, and we see a lot of uncertainty around it, especially policy uncertainty. That's what economic policy can do, sending clear signals to reduce uncertainty that firms start to invest.
And how could this affect to the ECB, to the interest rates? Do you think that Christine Lagarde could even reduce the data, the interest rates in the next meeting in September?
Yeah, good question. So I think many people hope that they will do so. So they said, okay, because the current inflation rates are again just a little too high, so they want to come back in inflation a little bit further. So it's a long way until September. So it takes some time. So, but as I said, even if the central bank will lower interest rate, they will only lower it by a very small amount, so 25 basis points or so. But this will not spur a large amount of investments. Even this takes time. So maybe as a signal, it could be good, but we wouldn't. I'm not sure if we can be really optimistic that the ECB will lower interest rates in September.
Pues pendientes del Banco Central Europeo de la próxima reunión de septiembre. Klaus, thanks for being here. Thanks for coming for Negocios TV. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bueno, pues pendientes de este dato de Ifo en Alemania, como veían, peor de lo esperado, nos decía Klaus que la economía